Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. We're a little bit late, but nonetheless, I mean, we're still here. Still doing what we need to do and get the show on the road. So far, it's going to be Gary Smith with the race lead. I'm going to start these drivers off here tonight as we get the stuff on a rolling. Barney with the green flag. 18 trucks, or 17 trucks making the start. Green flag is out here at Darlington on our way to Throwback Night in America. All the way through CRN, everybody running the throwback schemes. CRN has been nothing but Darlington all week long as the CRN is brought to you with Darlington Throwback Week. All these beautiful paint schemes. One driver did, however, mention that his brake pedal was not up to par and could be sending it to the shadow realm going into turn number 3. That's going to be Ryan Sizemore. Looks like he made it through turns number 3 and 4 very well as lap number 2 is underway. Going to go ahead and bring up the track map for everybody out there to see what we see up here in the broadcast booth. As Gary Smith leading the points over Kevin Coleman is still a P number 1. Is he's trying to check out in that number 3 Skull Bandit machine. The number 4 Mark Robinson Jr. in the Square D Toyota Tundra. Jeff No in the number 55 Stout machine. Mike Allen in that number 29 Sparko. Eddie Baker in the number 84. I believe it's Sullivan Tire. Jeff Lemire and the number 25 Texas Ranger scheme. TJ Hanley in the 80 TJ or TH Designs. Randy Schuler in that number 31 machine. Beautiful throwback. Justin Potts in that number 38 machine. Looking here. Over to the outside wall goes Bryson Colwell. In that DeMont, the best tire series, or best series, or Demon, excuse me. Jay Monin. Into that Miller's Light number 00, or 08, excuse me. Kerry Cleaver in the number 64. We're repping number 69 on the truck. Christopher Cash in the number 69. McDonald's at night. Beautiful paint scheme, reminiscence to Bill Elliott's Mac Tonight scheme. Curtis Rogers, as we have a 3-wide situation going on here. Oh, able to make it on through. Charles Whitehead down to the inside, going to get loose. Save it, he does. Johnny Williams in the number 1 machine. Beautiful red and white colors. See if I still have my camera set up. I do not. So no cameras are set up here tonight, but Kevin Coleman able to get the race lead off of the number 3 machine. But nonetheless, still able to make it happen. Looking at it now, looking at looking at the YouTube chat. TJ Hadley, Ryan Sizemore to Kerry Earnhardt, Gary W. Smith to Harry Gant, Hunter Bogdan and the number 8 Martin Truex Jr., Jay Munnan to Rusty Wallace, Justin C. Potts to Braden Witt, Red Horse Racing, Bryson Caldwell to Bobby Labonte, Mark Robinson Jr. to Bobby Hamilton Jr. So just giving you a little bit of a sneak peek at what these paint schemes are going to be looking like all the way in and through tonight's race. Throwback week as we are under our first yellow flag of the night. Not sure who it's for. Going to go ahead and look at Hunter, maybe? Hunter Bogdan. I've seen him low and slow. No. the 47. So let me find the number 47. See what happened to him. Oh yeah, a little bit of an incident there. Into the outside wall, gets off of the wall, right down. Oh, big neck code between the 84 and the 47. Wow, I've never seen that code that bad, especially here at Darlington. That's going to bring out our first yellow flag of the night. TJ Hadley, want to give a big shout out to him for supplying all the beautiful paint schemes out here tonight that you see on the track. TJ Hadley, one of those painters that does anything and everything you want. So if you guys need any and all paint schemes, go over to TH Designs. TJ Hadley will be able to assist you promptly. So looking at it now, Hunter Bogdan getting the wave around here tonight and able to do what he needs to do. And I think there's nobody other than, I think, who's got the best car out there on the track. That's going to be this man right here, Christopher Cash. Well, he's out of the race. No, he's back in. But I think we can sit here and talk to Christopher Cash, as now we are joined by Christopher Cash in that beautiful number 69 Bill Elliott throwback scheme. Chris, this is Dylan up here in the broadcast booth. Got a copy.
What's up, buddy?
Oh, you know, just up here slanging it down up here in the broadcast booth. But man, what a beautiful truck. Obviously, you had a little bit of front end damage off of the start of that race. Went down to the pit road, got all that damage fixed. But it's Darlington, baby. When are we going to see that beautiful Darlington stripe down the right side of that truck?
Probably sooner than later, knowing this place. Probably when the tires start really getting a little on the worn side. We can make it about 24, 25 laps on a fuel run. And usually that's about when tires start getting a little crazy. But yeah, I've got still a little bit of damage fixed. I think it's mostly cosmetic, which is what it is, no biggie. So hopefully I can make a couple more passes. I'm just trying to take my time, not getting in anybody's way since this is my first night here, and I know there's some points on the line. So if I get a good finish out of it, I get a good finish. If I don't, oh well.
Yeah, hey, me and you, we've ran with each other all the time. I brought a couple of your leagues. And I mean, teammates on and off the track. One of my really good friends, and absolute beautiful paint scheme that you brought out here tonight. Can't wait to see what the number 69 can do here tonight. But we're going to go ahead and let you get back on up there. Get back in the zone. I want to see that number 69 up there. I don't care if it's under caution or under green. I want that 69 leading at least one lap here tonight. If you lead one lap, if you stay out one lap while they pit, and then you pit after them, you're still credited that one lap.
Hey, if I can figure out what I did during practice to the race here, I may be all right. So we'll see what we can put together for you. Anything to make you proud, Dylan.
All right, buddy. We're going to go ahead and let you get back out of here. Get strapped back in, and we'll be talking to you again here momentarily. All right, that's going to be the in-race reporter of Christopher Cash. Coming through turns number 3 and 4. Going to bring these drivers back to the green flag. It's going to be Gary Smith, Kevin Coleman through turns number 3 and 4 for the one and only time that we're going to see him under yellow flag conditions. I lied. What's up, brother? We're back underway. Kevin Coleman with a beautiful jump on the field. Going to be able to get clear of P number 2 down in turn number 1 and 2. It's going to be Kevin Coleman, Gary Smith, and Jeff No coming through the intersection. Oh, hard to the outside wall. Might be a lot of damage to race trucks, but nonetheless still able to keep it clean. Top 10, at least single file all the way through. Gary Smith looking down to the inside, trying to take over that top spot from Kevin Coleman. Just not able to get there. Side-by-side track race in a one. Still able to make it happen, no matter what they do. As Kevin Coleman made it on around, doing what he needs to do. They're back under yellow flag conditions. Eddie Baker being the one that had the incident. Going to go ahead and go back to a quick CRN replay. See what happens to the number 84 on your screen right behind the number 8 machine. 51, Charles Whitehead getting loose right in front of Christopher Cash. Oh, Cash up to the outside wall. It tags that. Everybody checks up in front of him. Oh, man. Domino effect. Kerry Cleaver, Hunter Bogdan, Eddie Smith. Eddie Baker getting involved. He's going to try to get it wrapped on around. He's going to get it low down, though. He's going to lock him on up. And I think that's all the damage he's going to acquire. But still, one thing left to do. It's Darlington. It's going to happen. Getting a little bit of damage is inevitable, but nonetheless. So Eddie Baker having the small little issue. Definitely not what Eddie Baker wanted to see here tonight, but nonetheless, I mean, hey, it is racing. It's going to happen, whether you like it or not. Caution flag back out on lap number 18, but able to make it through stages as well. So definitely going to be something to fun out here to watch. As Truck's going to double file it on back up. And we're going to go back green this time by. If there's anybody out there that you guys want to see on the broadcast chat, let me know in the YouTube comment section. I'll do my best to show as much as I possibly can. I want to give you, the people, a chance to see what greatness looks like, and that is here in this series, doing what they need to do to get this truck all the way around Darlington. One of the track they call too tough to tame. I love Darlington, especially in the next gen cars, trucks. I mean, it's all right, but me being me, I kind of quit racing there momentarily due to just kind of falling out of it. You know, I kind of like broadcast a little bit more, but you know, got to get back to my racing ways. Coming off turns number 3 and 4, green flag is back in the air. Gary Smith down on the inside, Kevin Coleman on the out. Side by side through turns 1 and 2. Who's gonna have it? Still side by side, lap number 20 of 105. And here we go. Nobody's wanting to give an inch. They're gonna be spun out back there. Eddie Baker able to save it. Not having a good night of racing in that number 84 machine. Still green flag, but they're still side by side for the race lead. A drag race off turn number 4. Too close to call to give it to Coleman that time by. As he's able to get clear of a Gary Smith that time by. Is we are under caution or green, a flag for a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and mute the mics. Gotta go run and do something real quick, and by the time I come back, we'll be back here with more racing. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to give you a little bit of You Love to Hear It in stage number 1, another You Love to Hear It in stage number 2, and then another one in stage number 3. I believe it's 50, 75, and then 105, but we're going to go ahead and turn the mics off, turn the volumes up, and we'll be right back. apologize about that. I'm gonna go ahead and look and see if a wreck had happened. See everybody going into pit lane, yellow flag. I believe that was for the stage break. I'll go ahead and look here. Announcements. Was it race info? I believe it is in the race info. Yeah, so stage 1 was lap number 25, which is what we're on right now. Stage 2 ends on lap number 50, and then final stage is lap 105, the end of tonight's race. Oh, man. But nonetheless, everybody going to be able to get ready to go back green here tonight. Jeff No on the front row, along with TJ Hanley. TJ Hanley leading tonight's race. Gonna bring these trucks back to the green flag. We're underway here from Darlington. A little bit of wheel spin out of the number. I'm not sure what number it was. But Jeff No on that outside trying to get it done. Cannot get it done. Got in the wall. He's going to fall back in line, but it's going to be Charles Whitehead down to the inside. Trying to make a pass on the number 65. Going to get tagged down to the inside wall. Caution's going to come out. No caution on the racetrack for the number 51. He's just going to tow it back to the race, as they're going to keep it green. Not sure how that was not a caution, as TJ Hanley lost the race lead while we're watching that. And that was a hard impact to the inside wall for the number 51 machine, trying to get underneath the number 65 of Curtis Rogers. Just was not able to make it happen, but here comes Kevin Coleman down to the inside of Curtis Rogers. Oh, a little bit of looseness out of the number 25 machine. Or no, I lied. Mike White in the 19. Getting a little bit loose. 65 up to the outside wall. 00 down to the inside. Trying to make it happen here in turns number 3 and 4. Does he get in the wall? No. Side by side, Christopher Cash has a front windshield full of what he's saying up in front of him as we're right on board with the number 69 machine. 0019 making a little bit of contact. Christopher Cash was right. Take it easy. Don't get any incidents here. As we're coming around to start lap number 35, Hunter Bogdan having an issue. He's going to be stopped along with the number 64, I believe. That should be a caution, but we're going to keep it green. We're going to go ahead and go back and look and see what happened back here with the number 8 and the 64. The 8 gets turned by the number 84. Kerry Cleaver ended up getting involved. As we're back to green flag racing. I seen that clear as day, and not sure how nobody else did. It's Christopher Cash into the outside road. Chris, if you're watching, take it easy. Hey, I know how you like to listen in on the broadcasts. I know that just because, me and Chris race together on Thursday nights. Normally I'm the one listening to the broadcast. Maybe he's listening to the broadcast as well. You gotta get down to that inside lane if you want any sort of momentum through Darlington. And there we go. Christopher Cash, slowly but surely trying to make it all the way in through. Gets right up on the inside. That's what you want to do. Oh, the 65 would have cut the nose off. Oh, the number 69 able to keep it clean. I'm gonna arrow on out to the outer look of that Mac tonight, number 69. He gets up into the outside wall. He's got the Darlington stripe times 20. He's gonna look underneath. And here we go into the outside wall once again. We're going to go ahead and follow on board once again with Christopher Cash. Look off the rear gearbox. This is looking to be passed by number 33 of Ryan Sizemore. Thought better of it. He was trying to get on around Ryan Sizemore and company. Not able to do so, but it's going to be Gary Smith back to the lead here tonight. 5 laps to go in stage number 2. Truck must be handling just a little bit differently for a lot of these drivers. Talking to Chris Cash earlier, he's saying that, situational awareness for a lot of these drivers, he's not the one to, take anybody lightly. He wants to race everybody the way that he wants to be ran, I mean, that comes from a lot of different drivers. Everybody wants to be ran the exact same way that they want to be raced. And me, I'm more the, all right, I want a gun ho to the front. I don't care who I piss off. That's just the way to do it. But I've learned to take a step back and realize and process everything and use patience to my advantage, which Jimmy Covert, another CRN broadcaster, tells me all the time, especially, if I'm in a race that he's broadcasting, he tells me all the time, patience, Dylan, patience. As we're coming around to take 4 laps to go in stage number 2. So Gary Smith coming on around. He's got a nice little comfortable lead over Jeff No. Ryan Sizemore with a big slide. Actually, I was wrong. All right, Sizemore trying to get around the number 25. 25 is going to get shocked up to the wall. Jeff Lemire. A little bit of net code that kind of just stuck them together. I mean, there's really nothing that you can do at that point, but it's going to be Eddie Baker. Making his way, get a 2 for 1 right off the rip. TJ Hanley and P number 7. Justin Potts up 11 positions from where he started. Making his way all the way up there. But final lap here from Darlington. There are actually 2 more laps to go at the conclusion of lap number 50. That's when they'll throw the yellow for the stage end. As lap number 50 starts this time by. TJ Hanley trying to do a little bit of a blocking maneuver there. He's going to be caught on that outside. Lap number 50 for these drivers. Leader Gary Smith up front. Here comes Eddie Baker trying to make his way around. TJ Hanley not able to do so. Caution flag is going to come out once Eddie Baker crosses the start-finish line. There it is. Lap number 51. Eddie Baker is going to be the final 10th. I think they're going to wait till the top 10 cross over. Eddie Baker down to the inside, not able to get there. Drag race. Yellow flag is out. Stage number 2 is in the books. Now here we go. 50 laps the distance. Well, 55 as it sits right now is, we're on lap 52 out of 105. Definitely going to be somewhat responsible for all of this. Definitely going to have to see what we can do. See if we just can't get it on and through. While we take this into consideration, I forgot about it last broadcast, but earlier this week, Chris Hubka had went through some troubles in his family. My condolences to you and your family. And a part of CRN wants to send out their condolences to you. Godspeed. Everything else for Mr. Chris Hupka, the owner of the Demon Reaper and Ghost Cup Series, Xfinity Series, and the trucks. Without Christopher Hupka, we wouldn't have any of these other 2 series going along. So do want to give him a big shout out for doing that, but also everybody in your family is in a CRN thoughts and prayers as tragedy struck your family. Won't go into details, that can be revealed at a later time under Chris Hupka's permission. As it looks like the number 8 or 19, Mike White, stayed out, getting that lap led. Wanted to say thanks to everybody out there who's liked, shared, subscribed to CRN. It's been an absolute blast calling each and every single race that you guys want to give us. So thank you all for doing that. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe to CRN. Hit that little bell notification, turn on all notifications so you guys don't miss anything that CRN has to offer throughout the entire week. There's going to be 3 streams altogether here tonight. Actually 4. The Core Xfinity, the Mars, the Mid-Atlantic Racing Series, which just ended. Then you got UCRL tonight. Hold on, wait. Mars, Demon, UCRL in the Core Xfinity Series. 2 Xfinity leagues and 2 truck leagues. So 4 streams all across in one night. Tomorrow night, no broadcast for any CRN broadcaster, but if there is any open, or if there is anybody out there that wants to get their league showcased by CRN, and make sure you guys give us a shout out on Facebook, Core Racing Network -CRN. Myself, Jimmy Covert, or Carl Hadework will be happy to get back with you and see if you have any open availability, as time slots can vary. Thursday night, you're going to have myself back at the broadcast booth, and then you're going to have John Nobiger in the broadcast booth for the Core GT Series. That's a lot of fun. I broadcasted that a season ago with Carl Hadework, and man, oh man, was that a blast. Obviously, the races that I made that I had the tracks for was absolutely phenomenal. Watching everybody out there try to do what they can and make it all the way around. But stage number 3 going to commence here tonight. Exactly 50 laps to go already. Flag is out right inside him with a beautiful run. He's going to follow in the line in P number 5. The top 5 going to go single file. But behind them, total chaos, too wide all the way through the racetrack. Beating and banging is where they can. Eddie Baker around the outside of Christopher Cash. Christopher Cash not going to let him go without a fight. He's got that inside lane working in his favor. Eddie Baker on that outside, going to get to the outside wall. Side by side down the first stretch. Christopher Cash trying to make something happen. Just can't get the run off that he needs to. Eddie Baker with that position. Eddie Baker ended up having his company put the Bristol broadcast in his company's newsletter. And it got noticed. So I want to say thank you to Eddie Baker for doing so. His whole work ended up putting it in the newsletter and showcased it around his job for everybody to see. So I do want to say thank you to Eddie Baker for doing so. It's been an absolute pleasure watching you go on around each and every week. While these drivers are under green of flag conditions, I think it's time to give you our second of 3, since we didn't get one in the second stage. Give us a "you love to hear it" when we turn the mics down and turn the engines up, and we'll be right back. tire wear that we're talking about. Chris Cash hard to the outside wall. We've seen him knock it down a couple times throughout the, you love to hear it, and that's what he was talking about, the tire wear on these trucks, getting to the best of them. As we're going to go side by side. Eddie Baker down to the inside of Ryan Sizemore trying to make up that position. Eddie Baker able to get on around Sizemore for P number 4. Gary Smith still out front with the race lead. Lap number 77 out of 105. Getting together there. Sizemore and TJ Hanley. TJ Hanley up to the outside wall. Gonna just brush it though, just a little bit. Ryan Sizemore not out here running for points. But Kerry Clover going to make their way in for to go. But look at the gap between Kevin Coleman and Gary Smith. Going to go ahead and ride on the gearbox of that School Bandit number 3 machine. Proud sponsor on that number 3 machine. As you see there, almost a full turn, about a half a turn distance between Gary Smith and Kevin Coleman. Hopefully everybody has been enjoying the racing here tonight on CRN. 3 streams going all at once right now. We got the Core CRN, Core Racing League going on right now. They're on a green white checker in the Xfinity Series. Then you got UCRL with Jimmy Colbert, and then Carl DeHandle will get on the booth on that one. And they go straight to the booth for the UCRL race. And then you got this one going on for the truck race here tonight. Is Gary Smith going to go down into pit lane this time by with 26 laps to go. He knows he can make it into, or he knows he can make it the rest of the way. Kevin Coleman goes into the race lead. 25 is going to follow suit. Or no, 25 stayed out. Jeff Lemire having an issue getting onto pit lane. 69 and Christopher Cash into pit lane as well. Not having a good night for the number 69 machine for Christopher Cash. Going to go ahead. Look and see what Kevin Coleman does. Kevin Coleman going to go down into pit lane. Almost loops it. Gets it slowed down, though, to get into pit lane. Jeff No going to follow. TJ Hanley, he's going to follow into pit lane. Everybody going to go into pit lane this time by. As it's going to be a race off of pit road. Justin Potts getting in there a little bit more conservative than everybody else. Gary Smith. Oh, Justin Potts cleaned out the barriers. Oh no, that's what I was talking about earlier in the other broadcast. Darlington, one of the worst tracks to get in and off of pit road, was going to be Gary Smith with the race lead once they come back on around. Laps to go. It is going to be Gary Smith with the race lead going into turns number 3 and 4, excuse me, as Gary Smith going to try to capitalize on others' misfortune and grab the win. As you know, that absolutely blows for Justin Potts. I say it time and time again, Darlington has got to be one of the hardest racetracks to get in pit road. Just because, you know, you got the banking and then it's all slick. And once you get off the banking, it is just, it's a bunch to handle. Getting on the pit lane and then obviously getting off the pit lane is going to be a hassle in itself, just because you got to watch out for cars coming off the corner, smacking the wall, coming out into you. But it's all Gary Smith up at the front. He's got a sizable margin over Kevin Coleman. Pretty much almost straight away. About a 3 to 4 turn on on the race leaders, or on P number 2. Ryan Sizemore in P number 3, good points day for him. Jeff Noe in P number 4, TJ Hanley in 5th, Randy Schuler in 6th, Eddie Baker in 7th, Christopher Cash coming up here in P number 8. P number 9 is going to be Mike Allen. 10th is going to be Kerry Cleaver. 11th is going to be Mike S. White, Bryson Colwell in the 12th. 13th is going to be Justin Potts. 14th is going to be Jeff Lemire. Jay Monin is going to be 15th. Herb Bogdan is going to be 16th. Charles Whitehead is going to be 17th. 18th is going to be Johnny Williams. Mark Robinson at 19th. Curtis Rogers in 20th. Those are all the drivers that are out of tonight's race. As we get a nice, beautiful blimp static view of Darlington. You can just see cars all over the track. Obviously can't see the turns 1 and 2, but you can see turns 3 and 4. And there's not a clean part of the racetrack. There's racing everywhere on this 1.3 mile oval, egg-shaped oval. As we're going to go back down to Eddie Baker as we get alongside with the drone camera. I'm going to go ahead and change the camera here so everybody can hear the engines of the cars and the trucks. 18 laps to go here tonight. Eddie Baker is doing what he can to get back up there in contention to get in a top 3 position. Just not able to do so. Eddie Baker going to smack the wall down to the inside. Had all the room in the world to get that truck gathered back up. He now puts a Darlington stripe on that number. Now he puts a Darlington stripe on that number 84 machine. Now he is Ryan Sizemore. About to feel the pressure of the 08 Jay Monin right in front of the number 55 of Jeff Noe. These two going to do battle back here. Jay Monin is going to let Jeff Noe go on by. And after that is going to be these two drivers going for it all. We're going to cut over to our last, you love to hear it, and then we'll go back to no commercials, no nothing for the rest of the race. So we'll go ahead and go back to a quick CRN. You love to hear it, and we'll be right back. Last 7 laps uninterrupted. You got Gary Smith with the race lead over Kevin Coleman, and that gap slowly starting to shrink with Gary Smith as we look on board with Christopher Cash. The 33 get a little bit loose, or the 08 Jay Monin get a little bit loose in front of Christopher Cash. He's currently sitting P number 8. But the biggest mover is going to be Ryan Sizemore, up 9 positions from where he started in P at number 4. But it's going to be Gary Smith with the race lead, all up here by himself. 5 laps to go from Darlington. Now he's got to get around Charles Whitehead. Charles Whitehead get a little bit loose. You can see Charles trying to do everything he possibly can to keep that truck underneath him and to get through this whole entirety of the racetrack. Just not able to do so. 4 laps to go for Gary Smith. The 33 though, Ryan Sizemore just got around TJ Hanley. TJ Hanley going to look down the inside. TJ Hanley is going to take over P number 5. Ryan Sizemore looks to be having a little bit of trouble keeping that truck where it needs to be on the racing surface. Back here in the back though, with the number 64 Kerry Cleaver's got Christopher Cash right behind them. Gonna let those trucks go on by. Mike Allen and that number 25 machine, 29, excuse me, trying to catch up to Christopher Cash. All Christopher Cash has to do is keep the truck as clean as possible, get through each and every single lap, and he could walk away with a top 10 finish here in the Demon Truck Series. It is a one-off race for the number 69 machine of Christopher Cash. Now he's got to deal with Bryson Coldwell right in front of him. How is Chris Cash going to attack these corners? He's going to get up on the outside wall. He's going to be able to use Bryson as a pick side by side. Oh, coming up off the corner a little bit loose for both the drivers. Going to dive it down. Who's going to break first into turns number 3 and 4? Christopher Cash going to lose 8th place. But he's going to be right on the tail of the number 29. Down to the inside. Here comes Justin, or the 25. Not for position. Is white flag this time by for our race leader Gary Smith, who's just kind of just riding behind Charles Whitehead, but off turns number 2. Charles going to slap the wall. He's going to go down the inside, let the leaders go on by for the final time. Through turns number 3, working his way through turns number 4. He's got Hunter Bogdan right behind him. But off of turn number 4 is going to be Gary Smith collecting the race win here tonight at Darlington. Second is going to be Kevin Coleman. Third is going to be Jeff No. Fourth is going to be TJ Handley. Fifth is going to be Eddie Baker. Is coming on around. Eddie Baker going to go ahead and get on around Randy Schuler or Ryan Sizemore. Randy Schuler is going to finish 7th. Mike Allen in 8th. Christopher Cash in 9th. Justin Potts rounding out your top 10. Let everybody come back on around, get their celebratories going on. But it's going to be the number 3 machine getting the race win here tonight. I'm going to go ahead and let him do his little bit of a burnout here. That Boone Tractor TH Designs. Number 3, Boone Tractor Skull Bandit. Throwback to Harry Gant. Now we got the number 3 machine doing his celebratory donuts here on the front stretch. And then we'll get the top 3 into the broadcast booth momentarily. Waiting for these three drivers to get back into the broadcast waiting booth. Bring them on in for their interviews here tonight. Once they make their way, we'll go ahead and talk to the top three. As we have our third place finisher, Jeff No, down here waiting. We're going to go ahead and move him on up here. Broadcast booths. Right on over here. Now we're joined by the number 55. That's going to be Jeff No. Jeff, this is Dylan in the CRN broadcast booth. We got a copy.
Hey, what's up, Dylan?
All right, Jeff. Kind of a quiet race for you. I mean, didn't really see you up towards the front there for the majority of it. Obviously, a little bit of caution's playing into the factor of doing that, but nonetheless, able to come home at P number 3 with a clean race truck. Can't be too mad about yourself about that.
Nah, man, I think I was fourth and second in the stages, and brought it home third there. So, yeah, I just hop on here, man, and send it, and just ran it in qualifying. And I was like, all right, I might have something, but I mean, the 3 truck and 00 were just way faster, especially the 3. I thought the 00 and I were pretty close on speed once the tires got worn out, but I blew it on that last pit stop and slid through the pits, and probably cost myself, I don't know, at least 3.5, 4 seconds. But I'm not mad at all, man. I haven't been in this league long and already got a win. I felt like Bristol got taken away from me. No matter what anybody else says, last week was a cluster bomb to the finish, and be able to come back here and finish third's pretty good.
Yeah, finishing P3 here tonight. Obviously, last weekend not going the way that you wanted it to go, but I mean, P3 at a hard track like Darlington, you kind of can pat yourself on the back like, hey, you know what? I did something that a lot of people couldn't do. Kept the truck clean and brought it home in one piece. I mean, obviously it could have went a whole lot differently. Obviously, you do what you need to do, getting yourself up there in position. But in your opinion, is Darlington one of the most harder tracks to get in and get into pit road, or is there another track that comes to mind that takes the cake on getting on a pit road?
Oh, it's hard as hell. Here in Richmond, I personally think are the 2 hardest places to get on pit road. And I full sent it getting on pit road. I actually got on really good, better than I thought that I would. I was like, am I going to, pussyfoot it getting on pit road, or we're going to go at it? And full sent it. Was able to close up on the 00, and then screwed the pooch trying to get in the box as fast as possible. So
yeah,
it worked out for us.
Yeah, I mean, anything can and will happen, but nonetheless, I mean, P3 here tonight. But Jeff, before I let you get on out of here, is there anybody on that number 55 machine you'd like to give a shout out to? The floor is yours.
Yeah, just a shout out to TJ's team. He's been on our racing now about close to 2 years, man, and he's a good friend of mine. Always supported me, so just got to appreciate him. And then of course my teammates, man. 352 Racing. Mike kind of brought me in about 7 or 8 races into the season. Say, hey, Jeff, man, you want to come race? I was like, sure, man, I'll come race. So shout out to them. And then of course, thank you, Dylan, for sacrificing your Tuesday nights, man, to bring this to life. So thank you.
Oh, yeah, no problem, buddy. Well, we're going to go ahead and let you get on out here, celebrate that third place finish, and hopefully we get to talk to you again next week.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, that's going to be our third place finisher of Jeff No. Going to go ahead and move up to our second place finisher. That's going to be Kevin Coleman. Kevin, this is still in the broadcast booth. Get a copy.
Yes, sir.
All right, Kevin. I was talking to Jeff, and Jeff said that you and the 3 had the 2 best trucks all night long. He said, hey, you know what, if the caution came out, you and him would have been evenly matched. But, man, oh, man, I mean, dude, you started up I believe. Let's see where you started. You started on the pole. You finished P number 2 here tonight. Pretty much you and Gary just swapped positions. I mean, it's been the class of the field, you and him all night. It just seemed like Gary had the long pace speed over the short run speed, where you were probably wanting to have that caution to get that short run in, but ended up being green to the finish for that third and final stage.
Yeah, well, first, pretty disappointed in myself for passing on pace truck in stage 2. That's why I had that long pit stop after the first caution, and that was a little annoying, but mistakes happen, so I had to eat it. And then, yeah, I noticed on the other long runs, with about 5 laps left in the runs, he was killing me by 2/10. My truck just got tight with about 5 laps left in the run, and he was smoking me those last 5 laps. So, congratulations to him, and second's not too bad, I guess.
Oh yeah, second's definitely not a bad thing to have at all. But I mean, yeah, Darlington this week. Now you go to a plate track next week. That's going to be Talladega. Obviously, it's just kind of just might as well just let the truck do what it wants to do. I mean, it's just pretty much flat out, a little bit of lifting here and there so you don't run over the guy in front of you, but. And then luck. Obviously, luck's definitely going to be on your side, especially to win at Talladega next week.
Yeah, I really love this track. I was looking forward to Darlington. That's why I am a little disappointed finishing second. But I also love plate racing, so I'll be good there too. I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah, I mean, basically you got to find who you know and who you can trust all the way in and through. And I'm pretty sure I already know who you're going to take with you. That's going to be the number 84 of Eddie Baker. But Kevin, before I let you get on out of here, is there anybody on that number 00 you'd like to give a shout out to? The floor is yours.
Yep, as usual, Star Hill Racing, keeping the beer cold. Sucks that Eddie wasn't up there. He had a rough night, but I know him and I will be going. We'll be pushing each other at Talladega, so we'll be back.
All righty, buddy. We're going to go ahead and get you out of here. Let you see, or then we'll be able to talk to you again next week.
Yeah, I appreciate it. That was a lot of fun with Gary. I was sweating the last run, just running as hard as I could. But yep, see you next week.
All right, buddy. Take care. All right, this is going to be our second place finisher of Kevin Coleman. Going to go ahead and bring up our race winner. That's going to be Gary Smith in the number 3 Skull Bandit, Boone Tractor Bandit, I guess you could say. But Gary,
exactly.
This is Dylan of the Sierra Head Broadcast Booth. Got a copy.
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's see. You run a Harry Gant scheme. You change it from Skull Bandit to Boone Tractor.
Yep.
You got the number 3.
Yep.
You're driving a Chevy. I think this has Intimidator written all over it, but it's not black.
My family is Bill Elliott people, so I could not run a Dale Earnhardt scheme.
Oh. Well, I mean, Bill Elliott is kind of the man, too. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, but he always ran Fords. I could not put a Ford scheme on a Chevy.
Oh, yeah, you can. I have. I took Jeff Gordon's Rainbow Warrior scheme and put it on a Ford. On the 87. We called it the
Fortima. That's a bit sacrilegious.
We called it the Fortima.
I don't know about that one, man.
Hey, you know what? I actually raced with Ray Evernham's nephew, Willie, and he was so disgusted that we did that. And he said every chance I get and I see that car out there on the racetrack, I'm wrecking it. And he really did.
You see, that's why you don't do that.
Hey, it was all in fun. It didn't have the number 24 on it, though. It had the number 3.
Whatever. Whatever.
Hey, you know what? Anyways, it all worked out on that end, but man, from start to finish, I mean, you started P2, you finished first, you took both stages, I believe.
No, I got stage 2. Kevin got 1.
Okay, yeah, see, so Kevin got stage 1, you got stage 2. Almost a perfect night for you out here tonight. Obviously, you got to qualify on the pole and then win stage 1, and you pretty much had a solid night here tonight. But, I mean, you stayed out front for the majority of, if not all, the whole entire race, and you had Darlington figured out to an absolute T.
Yeah. And no, I don't know. I just I wanted to race, but I never figured out 3 and 4. I still don't have it right.
Oh man, I love 3 and 4. Oh man, if I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm watching everybody. I was like, break here, get down to the dotted white lines. No, you're doing it wrong. But you know,
Yeah. Well, I mean, in stage 1, when me and Kevin was up there fighting each other, you notice I could get right to his bumper in turns 1 and 2, then he'd walk right on off from me in 3 and 4 the whole time. That's exactly how it was. That's the way it should be. Because that was just good racing. Like, I really wanted to, before I say anything, I really want to give credit to Kevin and Jeff. No, it's Dave was right on it, and freaking Jeff didn't even give any practice. I found out a few seconds ago. That just really, Darlington is where you see where really good drivers are. Like Eddie, I know Eddie Barker. He got caught up in traffic and all sorts of crap the whole race. That's the only reason why he wasn't up here. But besides that, I think 4 best drivers is between us. There. Like, that was just good racing between us.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, the battles between you, Jeff No, and obviously Kevin Coleman coming down to it where, you know, obviously you got Kevin by over 3 seconds, and you got Jeff by over 8 seconds, and you were one of the first ones to pit out of those two. Like, you went in, and then they stayed out an extra lap, and then they all, like, once you pit, and that's when everybody decided to come into pit road. And that's pretty much how it goes. I mean, obviously you don't want to stay out numerous amount of laps, because the more laps stay out, the more time you lose, and you know, obviously you kind of want to undercut the leader. I think they were estimating you to go out even one more extra lap, so they were kind of thrown off by your strategic ways there. But nonetheless, I mean, you know, Darlington's all about momentum. And I mean, obviously, if you don't have momentum going into 1 and 2, you're not going to have any momentum going down the backstretch and going into 3 and 4. And that's pretty much what you had there tonight. I mean, you had momentum wherever it needed to be at. And then it looked like coming down to like the final 5-6 laps, you had Charles Whitehead in front of you. You just kind of decided to just be like, hey, you know what? I have a 4-second lead. Might as well just back down my pace a little bit. Obviously, Charles knocking down the wall and 1 and 2 kind of helped you out there, you know, try to back up, and then he got out of your way there right at the last second, so that way you could just move on past him, and then it was all clean air from there.
Yeah, I can't really say anything else. Yeah, that's about it. Shout out to TJ Hanley, though. He got the whole daggum RSR and some other team throwback paint schemes this week, and he's been working his butt off for this race and the Cup. And I'm glad that I could get this truck in victory lane, because easy. I'm in his server, and every time I join the call, he's like, "Oh, I'm working on this guy's scheme. I'm not working on this guy's scheme." And I'm like, "It's all for the same race." So it's good to see hard work getting in victory lane, both driver wise and scheme wise. Because I ran a lot here throughout the week, trying to get everything locked down. But that was definitely a good race, though. Like, I really have nothing to complain about, or really even say, just because it was such a good race.
Well, maybe I can talk to Bryson Caldwell and do a little one-off race myself and give you a little bit of my run for my money at Indianapolis coming up in September, because, you know, that's my home track. Or no, August, excuse me, or July, actually. I want to get down and race at Indianapolis so bad, just because I love Indianapolis. So maybe I can work something out with Mr. Bryson Caldwell, get on down there, because, I mean, I miss racing as much as I don't do it anymore. I just broadcast, but I miss racing a little bit too much. So I kind of want to get down there, especially on Indianapolis, do it for the Xfinity Cup and the Truck Series. So definitely going to be something fun to do on that side of things. But other than that, I mean, dude, dominated the race here tonight. Talladega next week. Obviously, it's race hell, praise Dale. Just got to make sure you stay out of the trouble. I mean, obviously, trouble lurks around every single corner at Talladega, lurks around every single straightaway. Got to make sure you keep yourself and your nose clean at that type of track. So, I mean, what's it going to be for you? Is it going to be dropping to the back, not qualifying, and just kind of riding until the last stage and then try to go gun-ho up to the front, or you just try to get up to the front as quick as you possibly can?
I suck at super speedways, so I really have no idea. I will get back with you on that in the interview after next week.
All right, buddy. Well, if there's any other shout outs that you'd like to give, the floor is yours.
All right, I think Boone Tractor, they don't know that we made the car, that we made the sponsor at Harry Gant scheme. But I'm sure they'll love it because the guy that owns it is a big NASCAR fan, and he's he's well advanced in years, so he'll appreciate this. Of course, TH Designs, already give him a shout out. He's hands down the best painter that I've ever seen. I've been around since 2021, and he just can't beat TJ. He just can't. Main Street Tire, they're really good. One Nation Society, their team sponsor sunglasses. Then I think that's it on all this team because Trading Paints isn't working for me right now, so I really I can't see. That's all I can remember.
All right. All right, buddy. Well, we're going to go ahead and let you get on out of here, celebrate that race win, get a couple of pictures, and frame it up on the wall. Like, print it off, frame it up on the wall. And, or I can get some pictures for you, send them to you. Since my Trading Paints is working, I can get them all for you, send it over to you, and get you settled away with that one. But we're going to go ahead and let you get on out of here, celebrate that race win here tonight, and hopefully we'll be talking to you again next week.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's going to do it for our race winner here tonight. 2 broadcast up, 2 broadcast down, all from Darlington here tonight. Want to give a big shout out to everybody out there who has liked, share, subscribed to CRN. Couldn't do it without you. Make sure you guys tune in to the other broadcast going on right now in the UCRL After Dark Man Cave race as they tackle Dover in the Xfinity cars. That's going to do it for myself in the broadcast booth for CRN. My name is Dylan McDonald. Make sure you guys take care. Brush your